What are you telling these Republican candidates? In a nutshell, I know you've got a message. What is it?
You know what it is. That's what I say every week on your show. Growth, growth, growth. We got to grow this economy. We've got to get it back to the 4 to 5% growth that we haven't seen in this country for a decade. We're seeing declining middle-income families in terms of their take-home pay. And it's this kind of recovery has not reached a vast majority of American families.
Yes, but are you telling these candidates that you've got to reduce corporate and personal individual tax rates?
Of course they do.
That's how we get growth?
Look, I'm a radical on this. What I've been telling them is blow up the tax system entirely, start all over again, come up with something that's much simpler, much fairer, much lower rates, and that brings jobs back to America. I mean, we've got a tax code right now that works against this country. It's almost like, our competitors wrote it for us. And, look, the good news is I'm just doing this with these candidates because I think this is going to be one of the most important elections in our country in 50 years, maybe at least since Reagan was elected. We can't afford to have someone who isn't a pro-business growth advocate. And I'm very worried about it, quite frankly. But I have to tell you, Stuart, having talked to 5 or 6 of these candidates already, if you're a Republican, it's a rich talent pool out there.
Okay, one last one. I think to get the economy really going over the long term, we've got to reform Medicare and Social Security.
Of course.
Are you telling them that?
Of course. And
because that's the third rail of American politics at the moment, isn't it, Steve?
It is. But, look, with Social Security reform, why not move towards a system of personal retirement accounts for younger workers so they don't lose, 15% of their paycheck for the rest of their life? With respect to Medicare and Obamacare, I think there's a broad populist appeal to repealing Obamacare and coming up with a plan that covers everybody in America but allows them much more choice. You get to keep the doctor and the physician and the hospital of your choice. And we could do that, by the way, Stuart. One of the things I've been telling them, we can cover everyone in America with health insurance for about 1/3 less cost than Obamacare costs, and people would get better quality of care.
Steve, it's a pleasure having you on the show.